So welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, this is a completely different video than what we normally do. It's very out of ordinary for me. I don't really subscribe to all this kind of crazy stuff, but I have heard stories about what we're going to start sharing tonight. We are in Suchess, Georgia, right out, I guess it's in Blue Ridge or right outside of Blue Ridge. Cooper Creek Campground, right, Stephen?
Yep.
And as you can tell, my wife isn't here. Rachel's not here today, and for good reason. So I'm here with my brother Jason. He's been on the channel at least once. My longtime friend Stephen, who's been saying he's going to be on the channel for a couple of years, but this is his first appearance on the channel. Hopefully tomorrow we'll make some different videos because we came up here to do two different things.
We'll trout fishing. Come
to this campsite for a reason that we want to tell you about, the story that happened here or around here, and go trout fishing tomorrow. I've been wanting to do some different style videos over the last year, but I haven't been able to do certain things because of just life events. I'll probably do an update video at some point. It's the first video I've made in a while since our Smoky Mountain video that we did during the fall. So this is my brother Jason, like I was saying. He has a story to tell that is crazy, honestly. I've heard stories. I'm pretty sure everybody who watches anything to do with hiking or the Appalachian Trail or anything like that, people have heard stories and different things over the years that make you not want to go to the woods ever again, frankly. And during this story, those two friends, another friend that we've had for years. We've known Tyler for how long?
I've probably known Tyler since I was...
You've known Tyler longer than me.
Yeah, I've known Tyler since he was like 4, I think.
Probably 20
We've known him
years.
for probably about going on 30 years now. And he was up here. I was supposed to be here, but I was dealing with some really bad neurological symptoms that I've mentioned throughout the course of our videos, and I didn't show up. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, honestly. But when I heard this story, especially coming from my brother, knowing his background and how many times we've been camping over the years. We were in a program like Boy Scouts with Tyler, all growing up through church and stuff. It's called the Royal Rangers. Y'all might be familiar with it. So, I mean, what happened the night when y'all pulled up? First off, where were you at? You weren't at this particular location. This is where they came to after all these events happened. Where were you at?
We were on the other side of the mountain about...
You got to speak up a little bit.
We were probably about 10 miles away on the other side of the mountain. I believe it was Cooper Creek, and it was near Cooper Creek Campground, so it was about 10 miles from there. Well, we had about 3 friends back out on us, so it wound up being just me and my buddy Tyler. Tyler said he's been here camping, I think he said at least 4 times, and the other guys who were going to come with us, he actually went with them. This was in Georgia. This is known for trout fishing. This is like the trout fishing capital for Georgia. So I came with him because he's actually been here before. He took me to this campground, and he'd been here in like 2 years. So they built this like structure, and it's like, I don't know, about a 10 by 10 little brick structure. It just had a toilet in it. It just drops like 10, 15 feet in the ground. It wasn't there is what he told me before. So we pulled in. He had his car, I had my truck. Pulled in at the bottom of the hill. I seen the top, I seen that little structure, so I walk up. It was about 150 feet. And when I got up there, Tyler was still at the bottom of the hill, I seen a tent. And the tent, it was like, picture a tent with the poles just kind of shoved in the ground. They just kind of like deflated almost.
So kind of like if someone was like homeless or something, like they were out in the woods.
Pretty much. There was the tent, I could tell, even though it was kind of deflated or whatever from the poles being crushed, I could still tell there was stuff in the tent. Yeah. And I called Tyler up from down the hill because I was expecting to find like a body or something in there. If you catch my drift, like what I seen one tote full of bread. There was another tote full of meat, another one full of butter, like just a bunch of sticks of butter, and then 3 coolers, some type of like little walker. So I pictured it was probably somebody obviously who was homeless. There was 2 other totes, they were full of clothes. Well, when Tyler got up, he felt the same, like when we looked in the tent, we were gonna find the body. So I lifted it up, the first thing I seen, there was a gun. It was sitting like at the end of a blow-up mattress that was deflated. Beside it was this blankets, the pillows or whatever. There was some jewelry. There was a dream catcher. But there was a skull, and the skull, I couldn't tell if it was real or it looked real, but it was painted red, black. Didn't really get good vibes from it, so I was like, we were camped down at the end of the hill. It's probably like 150 feet away. All right, it's just like a little bit down the hill down there. So we went fishing. We got everything set up. We went fishing. There was one person on the road. They were parked there, and I pulled up beside them whenever I was going in, and they were on the phone. So I thought they needed help or whatever, but they didn't. What it was, I think they were watching us to see if that was our campsite, because whenever we came back to our campsite and we set it up after we got done fishing that night, they came about, it sounded about,
like just people,
these were random dudes. It was probably 3 or 4 dudes, and I heard them. They were like, you know, heck yeah, like, and I can tell that
they were excited about the stuff they found.
They found all the stuff in there. They found the gun, the jewelry was gone, the dream catcher was gone. Yeah, they went to the campsite. They raided it. So we knew what they were doing.
And this is beside the privy.
The privy.
Didn't you, when you first told me the story, I remember you saying there was like a bath outhouse or something.
Yeah, that camp was right beside it. That's another reason why I thought it was a homeless person, because I figured they would be right near the bathroom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, that's not uncommon. I've heard
and
all
like
kinds of stories.
The first thing, like, so whenever they got done, they left. Me and Tyler went back up there, because I mean it wasn't far, and we looked in the tent. The gun was gone. I didn't go through all their stuff. The reason why, I was like, if somebody, you know, was out here, like if they come back or whatever the reason, it wasn't my stuff. I didn't take their stuff. So their stuff was gone. The skull was still there. The totes were still there, full of the food.
And the skull, you said you knew wasn't real, right? Or you didn't you didn't know?
I didn't know. Like, I honestly,
did it have
like,
markings on it? Or
it did. It had like, if it's there tomorrow, we can look at it. But it was
like
red.
And another thing, we are going to this location tomorrow. I didn't want to go there tonight because we arrived at dark, like always.
At 9 o'clock.
At 9 o'clock, setting up camp. It's probably around 12 o'clock right now, maybe 11:30.
It's dark at 5:30.
Yeah, we're gonna go there tomorrow. I'm gonna film everything he's describing, and if that tent's still there, we're gonna go to the campground and all the stuff. Now we're about to get into the part of the story to where this whole thing just goes south, like pretty crazy, like really fast. I'm glad I stayed home because I don't know if I would be doing any backpacking in the mountains anymore after hearing this story, because I didn't mention I know my brother, and he don't make up stuff like this, and this he's a military veteran, so he's not skittish easily, and he's not going to run from a fight. He actually wanted to come back up here and not even tell us and bring us back to one of these campsites, or this campsite
to the campsite
where they experienced all this stuff happening without telling us. And then our friend actually talked him in, Tyler actually talked him into telling us, like, hey, don't do that. Tell them first. If they want to go, then they'll go. I'm glad you did tell us, because I'd be extremely pissed if you didn't, and you just like told us.
We also have the river right beside us.
Yeah. So this is this is away from where we're originally talking about, but he's about to get into the story, and this is where it gets crazy.
Before like all that, whenever all this happened, I told Tyler, I was like, don't say anything to anybody, because I didn't know about all these stories and stuff out there. I was not aware.
You didn't know anything about Wendigos or skinwalkers or any of the Appalachian folk tales or all that.
So I told him not to say anything, because it sounds ridiculous. It sounds crazy, and like, you know. So whenever I told Nick, whenever we got back, then that's when Nick was telling me about that there's actually stories and stuff out there. So. What happened?
I know, the thing is, I know you don't lie, but I've never experienced anything like that.
I ain't either. And for the record, like,
I
was in Roy Rangers from about 4 years old till 17 years old, and then military. I've been on the Appalachian Trail. I've hiked
airborne,
and camped,
jumping out of planes.
Like reconnaissance. I did the Appalachian Trail by myself, like camping out there with no tent. I'd sleep out there by myself, no tent, just a sleeping bag. So I have a lot of experience in the woods, and out of all the years I've been out there, I've never like experienced this before. I've heard every type of sound in these like woods and forest here because I've been camping here all my life.
All of us have.
Yeah, all of us have. Like,
we've been coming up here ever since we could drive by ourselves.
But anyway, so what happened after the people left? We went back down to the camp. I started playing guitar. We had a speaker going. Then we turned the speaker off. We had the speaker going for hours playing music. And then when we got the fire going or whatever, after we ate dinner, I started playing my guitar. Got going into talking about like the location and the tent. And I'm very aware of like 22 being a veteran. So one of the things we got talking about was one of the possibilities what could happen in that tent, if you're catching my drift. So I started playing a song from Metallica called Fade to Black, and after the song got done, in the middle of me, actually, like when I'm still like doing this or whatever, the song's done, and this noise like came from the back, like and I gotta give you the location. That tent right there, we'll say that was Tyler's tent. In front of Tyler's tent was his car. Mine was like, say we're sitting right here and this is the fire, my tent was right there, okay? And my truck was beside my tent, facing that way, facing the river. So when I get done playing the song, this sound goes, and I can't mimic what I heard, but I can try to describe the best I can. And I would say it sounded like a pterodactyl, dinosaur, a wolf, and a man all together. And if I had to put a size on it, I would probably say it was about 10 feet tall.
That's crazy. When I asked Tyler this, without him in the room, I went to go see a movie with him last weekend, and I asked Tyler. Tyler told me the exact same thing. And what's crazy is they described, if they had seen this thing, they described it almost exactly to a T.
You know, I think everybody can agree, there's times in life where if you feel like, a sense of danger if something's wrong. There's been a few times in my life, like very few, where I felt immediate danger. Like dread? Danger. Yeah, so it's like I didn't feel the fear, but I felt like I need,
what's that?
Like immediate danger, like if I don't leave, I'm going to die type deal, that type of danger.
Like literally like life or death, fight or flight.
The sound, it just, in the middle of like me playing, and I sing and play pretty loud, and it just started going, I'm trying to sound crazy.
So don't yell, because I don't know who else is out here in the woods. I don't want you to scare everybody. We didn't see anybody, but we're out here on a Thursday night, so there's no one out here. But yeah, go ahead.
It started like really high pitched though, like going up and down, and it did it really long.
Tyler said it was so loud like that there was literally no human that he's ever even heard that could belt that loud without taking a breath.
What I did is I stood up, I put my guitar down, I walked to my truck. My truck's facing this way, and I pull it out. Tyler pulls his gun out, and he's just like facing.
Remember the face to.
Tyler pulls his gun out. He's facing that direction, and I told him, I said, Tyler, I was like, that's no animal, bro. I was like, that's like a human. And he's like, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, okay. And I pull my truck. I thought Tyler thought I was leaving him, but I pull it and I face it towards the sound. I tell Tyler, I said, hit your alarm. I got an older truck. I don't have like an alarm on it. He hits his alarm on his car because we're standing here, and his car was where his tent is, where the sound was coming from, like where the wood line was, because we had it like it was a clearing like this, and it was like it was right there at the tent. and I turn my lights on, and if anybody goes in the woods, even from cats, the coyotes, the wolves, whatever, you can shine a light. If you have a green light, eyes are going to pop out. But even earlier, he spotted a spider's eyes.
Yeah,
from
it was
his.
crazy. We found
I spotted 2 wolf spiders on a tree.
Yeah, you can do that with
literally
eyes.
like shining
okay?
my
Probably 40 yards away.
Yep.
Shine my light, like at every light we have, my car lights, my whatever, my headlamp, whatever. He's got like light at the end of his weapon, nothing. He turns on his panic alarm. The sound that it's making is going over the alarm, like making it louder than the alarm.
That's crazy.
And so he's
and right about the time right now, people watching this are going to wonder why we're even out here. Like, what, 2 weeks after this happened? We're out here the weekend of my birthday.
Of the day. I've been wanting to like come back.
What is it, November 12th right now?
Yeah. And
So,
Tyler,
yeah, my birthday is pretty
I
soon.
think
it's November 13th. Technically, it's probably like 12 o'clock now. But I've been wanting to come back. And Tyler, I was just going to get a bunch of people, and because I didn't think anybody was going to believe it. So anyway, whenever the sound, like it made the sound or whatever, he's like, what do we do? I was like, dude, we need to go. Like, we need to get out of here. I was like, you know, because what I wanted to do was start popping rounds, but then I was like, okay, well here's another situation. Like, say, because I didn't know anything about no Wendigo or like Skinwalker,
Wendigo,
Skinwalker. I didn't know any about this stuff. So I wanted to just start being like the guy from Predator and just start popping rounds in like the woods. And I was like, Tyler wanted to do it too. And I was like, just wait, man. I was like, because if there's somebody in those woods, like you're just crazy, and they got like a night optic, and we just got some handguns, I was like, they can easily just take us out. So I was like, yeah, my military mom was like coming. I was like, we need to go, bro. And he's like, I don't want to leave my tent. I literally picked my tent up. I threw it on the back of my car or whatever. I'm dead serious, bro. I picked that whole tent up, bro. I threw it on the back of my truck, and then Tyler, he gave me his pistol. I covered him. He grabbed his. He threw it on the top of my tent and smashed it. And we booked out of there, man. We got going down the road, and we pulled off. Probably went down.
How far was this from your campsite?
Oh, so if you behind Tyler's tent, I didn't get to this. So as we're shining the lights, if anybody's been in the woods and you can hear like deers running, possums, whatever,
so a lot of times
you can hear it. If you scare them, you can hear them run.
Yeah, you can hear
all the way up the mountain, getting away, whatever. This thing was just, it felt like it was just standing there watching us, but we couldn't see nothing. Like there was no, and I know people and here's the thing, because another thing too, he's like, dude, he said, is that a wolf? Because I've been coyote hunting. I've been out here my whole life.
Well, another thing is coyotes, when they laugh.
Yeah, dude, that wasn't it. I've heard coyote laughs. Here's the thing too, man. Even when he's like, is that a wolf? And I was like, Tyler, there's no wolves. In North Carolina, like not even 200 miles away, there's only 18 wolves.
How long? It doesn't matter how long y'all describe it. That's not an animal.
Yeah, it's not an animal.
Yeah. So that was another thing too, and it did it about 8 to 10 times, and really long period.
When I heard this, the second he started yelling and scream, I immediately said, "That's the Appalachian Wendigo." Did I not say that? And he said, "That's what Tyler said." So, he said he didn't know what that was.
When I got going down the road,
I've heard 100 stories like this, and I didn't know anything immediately about that. Like, that's what that is. But
we got going down the road.
Let me interject here. I don't believe in Indian folk tales and things like that. I come from a Christian background. I've told y'all this on the channel a bunch of times. I believe that anything like that are just basically evil spirits, demons, whatever you want to call them. And I believe that's what, if that's real, if those things are real, then that's what the Indians gave those names, right? So they see, an evil spirit in the woods or whatever it may be. I think they gave it a name, but it's actually a demon. Almost like the Bible, Bible talks about familiar spirits and things like that.
It was an evil spirit.
Yeah, an evil spirit. And the Indians, whenever they were around, gave it a name, a Wendigo. So, not saying that they were wrong, but I just believe that it wasn't, a Wendigo. I think it's more of a demon than a Wendigo.
You can go on TikTok, which a lot of people have TikTok. There's Appalachian skinwalkers.
Yeah, and people really do.
It's a demon that takes over
you can't take their experiences away from them. I've heard whenever he told me this story, I literally stopped him and said, that you ran into an
That's the first thing I thought of. Skinwalker,
and
indigo.
And the thing was too, it's like I knew it was there, and he did too. And it's like whenever we're shining the lights and it's making the noise, there was nothing there. Like, and that was a big thing too, because I was expecting, and it was crazy because like when me and Tyler didn't talk about this while the next day or whatever when we left, and then when Tyler was around my brother or whatever, and I was saying that like this, I said what I was expecting to shine the light and see like a big pair of like yellow eyes or something. This is how I just was feeling, and then like it just like stand up like 10 feet tall. Because
Tyler told me the exact same thing. He said he thought something was going to stand up out of the brush or whatever that was up near behind his tent.
Yeah,
about 10 foot tall is what he told me.
This was 11:30 at night. We get stopped at some gas station that's the only one on the mountain. It's like a restaurant, gas station, and a store that sells like the trout fishing stuff. So we wind up going to actually a campground that you're supposed to reserve, but at this point it's the middle of the night, we have no service, so we stealth camp. The next day we go trout fishing, and we move locations. We stayed at the reserve place even though we wasn't supposed to. There was no way we could have, you know. So we try to reserve it the next day at the store, and everybody already reserved it. So we had to find a whole new location. Where we're at now is where we wound up staying. But in the daytime, because we got out of there was a bunch of stuff I left, a table, a grill. And I was like, I'm going back to get my stuff. And I was like, dude, I have to know what happened. I was like, I think that campsite had a lot to do with what, you know, there's probably a big mystery of what. I was like, you know, what if those people, if something happened to them, if they did something to themselves, like, in this, you know, I was like, I want to know. So I pull up, we're going, you got to think, the whole road.
And they reported this to the Cooper Creek store, right?
Yeah.
Tyler did?
I pull up, I go down the whole road, nobody's down it, but there's always these fishing spots. Well, I keep going. He's like, "What's just right here, man, right here?" And I was like, "No, man." I went up to where the camp people, like the campsite was or whatever, and I was like, "I'm gonna walk out in these woods and I just want to see what I can find, see if I find a body." And because I was like, I will always have that question in my mind, and this is what my friend did. So he's talked
us into coming up here. Like,
well, hang on. This is what my friend did. He said, "I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you, Jason." Pulled out his pistol and he handed it to me, and he said, "I'm going fishing." He wouldn't even go out there, so I walked like I didn't go far. I went like 200 feet, and I was just walking through the brush. It was like grown up. Still, everything at the time wasn't dead like it is now, so I didn't see anything. So I went back, and now that we're back here, and he's been saying like he said he was going to come back, but then the day of, like an hour before we leave, he's like I gotta feed my dogs, and he just didn't even come back.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. If he was babysitting, that's fine, but if not, it just proves the fact that
I've never had nothing like that happen before.
He might
but if I had I
don't know why we're here. Honestly, don't know why
we're here for your birthday weekend.
I wanted to go and take them to where this actually happened, but they refused to go. They want to stay here. Then tomorrow go in the daytime. But I wanted them I want somebody else. The reason why I wasn't going to tell them, I wanted them to experience it.
Well, the
that way they can believe it.
I feel like
you know
that's like, I feel like what you experience is like winning the lottery. It's like probably
I've never experienced
getting struck by lightning, bro.
It is.
There's so many people. It's like the Bigfoot stories. People, like, there's 100 million people believe Bigfoot, but there's only a few people who's, you know, had an experience with something like that, and they believe it to their core. And those people, you can't talk them out of it.
I know.
But everybody else in the world, like, yeah, you're full of crap. And that's pretty much where he's been sitting. He don't think anybody's gonna believe him. But I know my brother. And I was like, well, if we're going camping, we're going fishing, I'm filming this story, so y'all do with it what you will. If you believe it, whatever. If you're one of those people who enjoy, you know, those types of things, and if you've got any experiences like this in the woods, put them in the comments, because I really want to hear them. I've heard 100 stories about stuff like that. Like I said, I don't believe in, you know, Indian spirits and all that kind of stuff, but I do believe in angels and demons. But
I mean, I'm hoping our trip is filled with none but trout.
In good sleep.
Look, for the record, I had no intentions on telling people.
Yeah, he didn't. Well, I
And
talked him into it. I was like, if I go, you're telling a story.
He showed me, like, he's like, dude, he said, this is a whole thing, like a lore and stuff, like,
so hopefully,
different people.
YouTube,
I didn't know that.
do your job. Find me the people who want to hear this story. You know, the Appalachian, you know, Wendigo, the Appalachian Skinwalker, those kinds of people want to hear this stuff. That's what I need to happen, because I want to hear other people's stories and other people's experiences. Were they in North Georgia, North Carolina, anywhere else through the Appalachian Mountains? I need to hear it. These woods can be very creepy. I've never had
I'm sure there's got to be stories on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, there's plenty. I've been backpacking and camping all through the years.
Cruz has not told us a single story. He did the whole Appalachian Trail.
But then there's people who go and have one night in the woods and experience something that you'll never believe. But it's like, it's just one of those things, man.
Dude, I
honestly hope it happens to us, but I would rather just fish. I would rather just catch trout.
I don't. I'm only up here to have a good time.
Now, when I was out there camping by myself, and it was like 3-day walk to like the nearest town, like if that would have happened, man, I might have ran out of the woods instead of hiking.
I think we've got to the bottom of the story. I don't want to drag this video out for 35 minutes, but yeah, like I said, if y'all have any, you know, questions, put them in the comments. If you have any, I'll ask my brother. He can tell me.
Well, that's the good thing, is the interaction with comments.
Yeah.
You have an audience, so the interaction with them is...
If you don't believe it, whatever. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, you know, believe it. And maybe you've experienced
How about this? If you
like
want to say anything in the comments negative and you don't believe it, go out there and stay.
Yeah.
Like I'll drop a pin for you. If you don't believe it, I'll drop a pin.
If he gives me the pin, I'll put it in the description.
I will drop a pin
out
for
there,
you, and you can go out there, and I hope
we're going there tomorrow.
I'm going there
really
in daylight, Steven. I'm not going there during the dark, because when he came to my house and told me this story, he looked at me right in the eyes and said, "Do you believe in this?" And I was like, "What?" And he just started telling me the story, and I was like, what the kind of like reaction.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, I'm not somebody like who gets like scared like that. I want somebody. I want to go back. I want.
You try to get us to go back so we could, you know, experience.
And I want you to too. So if anybody's like, oh, I don't believe that or whatever, well, why don't you go get a tent and you go out there, and I hope you win the lottery too. So
yeah, maybe they'll come visit you. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, comment. Send it out to your friends. I need YouTube to pick this thing up, because I know there's other people out there who's experienced this stuff, especially in these woods. Y'all have a good night.